Hello all, today I wanted to do kind of a follow-up video of one of my older videos, which is a kind of an update on my Lego Thomas MOCs slash Lego Thomas collection. So without further ado, let's start with the engines that you have seen before. I'm actually going to group these three together because there is really only one big difference from their original version to this version here, and that is these new wheels I have 3D printed. Now, James has perfect wheels. These I'm not going to change, but Percy and Thomas, as you can see, the green and blue respectively aren't exactly the right shade. So I'd like to change those. I'd like to get a filament that more looks like the classic Lego green and dark blue. But they work for now, as I can kind of still see what they work, how they work, and if they look good. And I think they look good and they roll good, so definitely going to be getting some filament or ordering some that are going to be the right color. So that's kind of it for these three. Let's move on to another engine that you've seen. I'm going to put Winston and Oliver together because they're kind of in the same boat of they look worse. And this is simply because that as I've been working on other engines, as you'll see, some certain parts or somebody's face might be one of the final parts I need for that engine. And for Winston, it was his face, and kind of just because I wanted the other engine completed before Winston, and I wanted to redo his face because I didn't really like it. And for Oliver, it was simply because I was prototyping another engine, which you'll see in a minute, and also that there was other stuff I wanted to do to Oliver, and he wasn't as complete as I wanted him to be. And lastly, for the minor and no changes, we have the no changes. Skarloey and Renius have no changes. They're exactly the same. I was pretty happy with these two. They're based off of Wooden Toby's designs, but they aren't using his instructions, but they are definitely based on those. But yeah, there's not really much to say. Just if you want more in-depth, watch the original video. Now on to my troublesome truck. He's pretty much unchanged. I gave him a coal load, and I did change his brown running board for a black running board, and I gave him the brake rigging. But again, nothing major. And we have the biggest glow up of Henry. Now his tender is like pretty much the same, so I'm not really going to talk about his actually, I take that back. There is one big difference that you can't even tell that I did to his and somebody else's tender you'll see soon, is when I was testing shortly after I built another engine, I was testing how the tender worked connected to the locomotive or on switches, and I found that I didn't really like them. So I changed the back wheel to slightly swivel, and that seemed to fix it. So on to Henry. His boiler is completely green, and his firebox is completely green. So there's only a few things I would like to do to him, which are, I want to get the new side rub piece in silver. If it came in gray, it would blend in better, but I want it to be not green. And he needs this, his dome needs to be green. After that, I'd be happy calling him done. And Henry is probably one of my favorite engines and one I'm most proud of. And if you didn't guess from the last clip, one of my new engines is Gordon. And he was honestly pretty easy. After I did Henry, I just copied his chassis. I did have to figure out how to do his trailing wheel, but that wasn't too bad. I did a kind of a interesting technique, but it worked out. I mean, he's completely blue. There's only, like I said with Henry, I'd like to switch this out with silver, and then I'd like to get his dome without the stud so it would look better. And his tender is pretty basic. I mean, it's got that swivel. I'd like to paint his wheels like I did on Henry, but yeah, I'm very proud of Gordon. He's one of my favorites. Him and Henry look so good. I love seeing them two together. Very proud of how I was able to do this. It is just not exactly sure what piece this is called, but this just sits right there on this. And let's see if I can get it back, because it's not the best, or not the easiest. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I tried to fill in this gap here, but no matter what I did, I just couldn't. It would either be too high or it just wouldn't fit in with everything else. So I've accepted that little bump, but I think he looks good. And here is Rusty. For most of my engines, I wanted to go with the Railway Series look. That's why Renius and Skarloey are both the same red and have the dark blue lining, and like James has a red roof instead of a black one. But I didn't really like the black Rusty, and also I kind of have a shortage of black pieces, so I decided to go orange, which was probably harder than black, but I really like Rusty standing out. He's shorter. I'm very happy about how I was able to get his side plates, or not side plates, just his wheels not really showing. This is where Winston's face went. I think it looks better on Rusty. I'd like to redo Winston's face. But yeah, he's simple. I'd like to add some detail, but to make him just not an orange box. But for now, I'm pretty happy. I really like these slope pieces I got from an advent calendar that just really fit the, not smoke box, but whatever you would call this for a diesel. But yeah, he might be my favorite narrow gauge engine of the ones I built, but I don't know. And here's my newest work in progress engine, Edward. At this point, I would probably already have his boiler blue, but I'm just not exactly, I don't know, something seems off with him, and I'm trying to figure it out before I order pieces. But I am pretty proud of how I was able to get his chassis. It looks better with these wheels, but you'll see where they are in a minute. I don't know, just his scale is right. He's slightly smaller than James. Let me see if I can get a good comparison here. Get James all straight. And actually, yeah, he's one stud shorter. Let me see if I can get the camera on that. And back y'all up. Yeah, you can see his buffers pretty much get to James's front of his running board. I'm not talking about James right now, we're talking about Edward. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of him. He's, like I said, there's something I want to fix. I think it might be that his boiler is just not blue, and once I do that, he'll look better. But I'll just have to wait and see. And lastly, we have two new pieces of rolling stock. One is just a recolor of my truck without a face in red. Yeah, it's simple. It's just the same truck, but in red. I really like the red trucks, so I wanted to make one. But more interestingly is my powered van. None of my engines have power. I would like to get a circuit cube to attempt that, but for now I have this powered van, and no, the red wheels are not permanent. They're just the only thing I had extra at the time. And yeah, I mean, this does stick out. You know, it's missing the whatever, the axle box piece on this side. And yeah, it's not, I mean, from the side it looks all right, but from the front and back it doesn't look too great. And these are just big panels that are held on by 4 studs on each side that look all right. And that is going to conclude my current Lego Thomas MOC collection. I would like to kind of round out the 1 through 11 once I finish Edward with Donald and Douglas, but I'm not sure. I probably would like to do some more rolling stock first, but I don't know if I'm going to do any more narrow gauge engines. They're kind of just boredom. Let's make a new engine. Oh, let's do a narrow gauge engine. But I don't really have any planned. It's more just less like, oh, I'm in the mood. Let's build Donald, or let's prototype Douglas or something. It's not really like planned. I just kind of throw bricks together until I'm happy. But if y'all enjoyed and want to see more MOCs or more Ghostbusters or trains or more Lego stuff, if you'd like to do the typical YouTube stuff, I'd appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.